Hello guys, I'm making a vegan shepherd's pie, and a lot of times when I post pictures of my food, I have people asking for recipes. I'm really bad at writing recipes because I just cook as I go. So I thought I would make a video and show you what I'm going to put in this one. So for the filling, I have these things right here, and you can really use whatever you want. I think I'm going to add broccoli, but I have about a cup of onion. I have white and purple or red onion, a cup of fresh carrots, about a cup of mushrooms, and then I had some frozen veggies here, so peas, corn, and green beans. Like I said, I'm going to probably add about a quarter cup of broccoli to this. Then I have some tomato paste, and I have some better than bouillon no chicken base, so any kind of like broth would work. And you need about a quarter cup of red wine. I'm going to show you how I put the filling together as well. But for the mashed potatoes, you'll also need some type of non-dairy milk. I'm going to use the oat milk and some type of vegan butter. I use this one right here. And then if you want to top yours with anything like cheese, that's really yummy. And I'm going to do some green onion and parsley, about a quarter cup to a half cup of flour, and then any seasonings that you like. I like to just use like a seasonal oregano, basil, black pepper, some sea salt, and then you'll also need either some coconut oil, olive oil, you could use butter, and if you're oil free, you can use water to saute your veggies, but this is what I'll be using. Impossible burger, so you can use really any type of beef crumbles that you want, or if you really want to skip the ground beef, you totally can. You could add more mushrooms instead. You could add something like lentils. There's lots of different things that you can add. Start by boiling potatoes, and I have about 4 medium-sized russet potatoes and like 5 small red potatoes because I just had those in my refrigerator. So you want to let your potatoes boil for about 10 minutes or so until they are soft and basically fall off of a fork or a knife. You're going to go ahead and drain those, and then we'll set those aside to let it cool off. So I like to use my Dutch oven for this, but anything that you can throw into the oven is going to make it really easy. I like to make this very simple, and I'm going to basically just add all of my veggies. So I have about a tablespoon of butter, about 500 cloves of garlic, and then I'm going to go ahead and toss all of these in just to saute them up. Okay, we're going to let this saute for about 5 to 7 minutes, and while that's going, we are going to make the mashed potatoes. You can do this ahead of time or even use leftover mashed potatoes. I added some garlic in here as well, and then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter and a quarter cup of milk. Don't add too much because you can always add more, but you can take it away. And just a little, I kind of just do eyeball it, honestly. And you can use your blender, your beaters. I just do this the old-fashioned way because I like my mashed potatoes to be kind of chunky. So I'm just going to go ahead and mash this all up until it's a mashed potato-like consistency. So I'll be back once this is all done. Okay, I like to season as I go also, so I'm just going to add some of those herbs I talked about, oregano and basil. My daughter's singing nicely in the background. Gonna let this go just until like the onions are translucent, and then we'll add in whatever beef substitute you have chosen. So once your veggies are basically done, you're gonna add your meat into the same pot and just go ahead and cook this for another 5 to 10 minutes until this is all brown. So after the beef is brown, go ahead and add your tomato paste. I usually only like to add half of a can, so about 3 ounces or like a quarter of a cup. Just mix it all in, scrape off all of the brown bits off the bottom. Sorry there's so much background noise. So once that's all evenly dispersed, now you're going to add the flour. Now I do a little bit at a time. You just really want to coat everything. You don't want to add too much, but be ready to add your liquids, which is going to be the wine and broth, really soon after this is coated. Oh, by the way, if you don't want to add, that's probably a little too much, but if you don't want to add red wine or any type of wine, you can just double the amount of broth and it'll be totally fine. So now we're gonna slowly add in our wine. For some reason, I'm having the most awful time filming this. I just showed adding the red wine. I've said if you don't want to add red wine, you can double the broth. So now I'm going to add, that's about a half a cup of broth, and I'm going to add most of it because we want to create kind of like a gravy. So you can slowly add yours, but I know that this amount of liquid works, so I'm just going to add it as I go. There's fireworks happening at 5 p.m. Lovely. Arlo's wanting mama, but she's got dada. Okay, now just coat everything once again and cook for just another 5 or so minutes. So now that everything is ready, I'm gonna go ahead and top the mashed potatoes on here. Go ahead and top with any herbs that you like, and if you prefer cheese, and then you're going to put it in an oven that is 425 for about 10 minutes or until it's just kind of goldeny brown on top.